It's Chris Grenier here. I received your email the other day, and I'm going to apologize for not replying back to you immediately. I'm usually very good with emails. However, we happened to get it the day of one of the releases of that Disney townhouse that you just saw, and we had like 180 different emails come through that I was sifting through, and we were trying to organize. So, my apologies for the delay in response. However, you did have a really good question, so I wanted to take a minute and kind of make a video response for you because I know I certainly get aggravated if somebody doesn't reply to my emails with a pretty straightforward question. And fortunately, you have a good one, so it's worthwhile. So your question is, how would a prospective buyer check the previous rental history of such a property? Now, rental properties, and let's just put it into perspective with like stocks, they don't necessarily have a perspective of any sorts in terms of you can see the past performance and the given history, because the types of properties we're dealing with are foreclosure or previously foreclosed properties that have been vacant for a certain amount of time. So what we do is we work exclusively with an asset management company that buys properties in bulk from the banks every single month. And then we kind of sift through the specific ones that fit the investment model the best, which is typically 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family homes, or in some cases, tremendous townhouses very close to Disney, but primarily in the Metro Orlando area that has a very strong rental demand. And then that company fixes them up completely. They renovate them from top to bottom, and they make them completely move-in ready. So it gets you as close to a brand new house as possible, other than knocking it down and building it up again. Now, that being said, since the property is foreclosed, it hasn't had a tenant in place for a while. However, the property management company we work with, Rentals Orlando, is one of the best and largest property management companies in Orlando. So whenever a property goes live for tenants, when they start marketing it, whether it's through Craigslist or Zillow and half a dozen different internet sources, as well as they have what's called bandit signs all around the neighborhoods and areas. But to be honest with you, the biggest the leads for new prospective tenants come from surrounding neighbors, because it's a very tight-knit community in the areas that we work in. 9 times out of 10, it's somebody's cousin or coworker or brother, sister, family member, friend, whatever. And they'll see the contractors there working on the property, fixing it up, and they'll say, "Oh, that's awesome. Is this property going to be available for rent soon?" I have a friend, coworker, etc., like I said before, interested in renting in this area. They're moving in 2 months or 3 weeks, whatever. So they'll get information that way. And 9 times out of 10, the property already has tenants lined up prior to it even being completed, the renovations, because it doesn't take too much for people to see half a dozen to 10 guys working on a property to know that it's going to be in absolutely fantastic condition. So people want to live next to people they know. It's pretty straightforward as that, and those are the areas we choose. But every single property that we sell has tenants in place ready to move in within 30 days of it being broadcasted live. So that's why we could say we guarantee cash flow from day one, because tenants are going to be in place as you close on the property. So your cash flow would start from the first of the following month after you close. Also, with that being said, any company in Orlando or in America, I should say, that guarantees rents for a certain amount of time, it's a scam. Unless it is a developer that will do a guaranteed leaseback on a property directly within a community. For example, if it's a brand new community and the developer wants to use that property as their sales office for 2 years, they can do that. But if a company were to say, for instance, a property we send out, a $100,000 repossessed Orlando home with a 1-year or 2-year rental guarantee, then all they're going to do is charge you an extra $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for the property and pay you back that money over time as your rental guarantee. That's me just being straightforward with you. We're a licensed real estate brokerage here, so we are very, very particular on how we do business, and we certainly adhere to all the regulations and rules that are placed upon us. And it's the correct and right moral thing to do. So I wanted you to just be cautious with that. That doesn't matter if you're in Florida, Detroit, Atlanta, Massachusetts, New York, whatever, any company that says they'll give you a rental guarantee on a property that's foreclosed on, it is in some way a Ponzi scheme, and it's a scam, and technically it's illegal depending on how they word it, even more so. But for us to say we guarantee a tenant in place, that is okay because we know that there's a rental contract in place on that property already. That's the only reason we broadcast the properties we do. So, fortunately, out of the 300 plus properties that we've sold in the past 2 to 3 years, we have about a 96% occupancy rate, and the vacancy rate is less than 3 weeks, just based upon the fact of how many people are moving to Orlando, how quickly Orlando is growing, and especially the fact that the real estate market is coming back. So there's even less property for people to buy right now, which is pushing more renters into renting completely refurbished, brand new looking properties for $900, $1,000 a month. It's a win-win scenario for the investor and the tenant themselves. So I hope this video kind of answered your question. If you have any other questions, please email me. I will certainly be much more responsive in terms of replying. And then I certainly look forward to getting your portfolio rolling or expanding on it in Central Florida. So I hope to hear from you soon, Mark, and I hope this helped. Thanks. Bye-bye.